So, Krystal Ball was on Bill Maher, and this leads us to ask a very important question, especially if you're Matt, which is smoking weed actually bad for your brain? Because Bill Maher said this.
That's what the Democrats have to stop.
Can I present a scenario? I think this might be one of those years where it's the discussion Mike and I were having. It's that they can't get over that centrist versus socialist thing. So Elizabeth Warren at some point.
What does he mean by one of those years?
By the way, Matt, we did not play the opening package for this, so can we just do that in the middle?
Oh yeah, let's get to that later. We'll wrap it up with that then. Well, because I can't cut off.
Okay, that works. That works. No, that actually works. All right, go ahead.
Elizabeth Warren at some point takes Bernie's voters. He drops out. It's Warren and Biden. And they go to the convention, and it's deadlocked. This has happened before in American politics, and they need to compromise.
He's talking about 1968. And no, not even 72. McGovern won it before the convention. So he's talking about two examples. One sort of, one totally,
and Elizabeth
not exactly.
Warren is not advocating for socialism.
And Elizabeth, right?
Frickin' God.
And so neither of which have happened at any time during anybody in this room being born.
Also, is the presumption that Warren would just absorb Sanders' support is contradicted by Warren's current coalition and Bernie's coalition.
So literally nothing he is saying is borne out by anything that's happening. I mean, this is sort of like, I mean, Bill Maher is that like...
let me wax pontificate about like...
I mean, honestly, Bill Maher, like, I think there was a time where he's pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. He's at a point now where we're like, and I don't care about his politics. Like, if he was still funny, he could say all this stuff and I would be a lot more forgiving. But we're at like unfunny and like weedhead Thomas Friedman level. All right, let's finish this.
Convention, and it's deadlocked. This has happened before in American politics, and they need a compromise candidate. I'm looking hard at Amy Klobuchar. You know why? Because, like,
Krystal, look at that face.
I like you, but when they put generic Democrat on the ballot, they win. So if you don't have she's a woman, so like that helps. That moves a lot with the rest of wokesters, and then she's.
Yeah, all the women we've elected president.
Right.
Yeah.
This has happened before.
Yeah.
This has happened before.
There was a brokered convention, and then there was a woman that nobody liked, and then she became president. It's happened before.
Hold on a wokesters, and then she's.
Why do you think that economic populism, whatever you want to call it, socialism, democratic socialism, etc., Medicare for all, is so unpopular when a poll just came out that had Bernie Sanders beating Trump in Texas by more than any of the other candidates? The last 20 polls have shown Bernie Sanders beating Trump. And here's the other thing, though.
Meaning
what? Pause it. Meaning what you just said is nonsense. What are you talking about?
He's such an arrogant prick.
Yeah. What? I mean, arrogant prick, of course, but like certain arrogant pricks could still understand. Oh, yeah. I get what you meant. No. You just contradicted what I said.
This is that whole...
I just said someone like Bernie Sanders couldn't win, and then you said he leads in Texas. Oh, I get what you're saying.
This is that whole you can lead a horse to water but can't teach him to drink sort of thing.
Yeah, you can lead an aging comedian to a head shop, but you can't fill his bong for him.
Sanders beating Trump. And here's the other thing, though.
Meaning
that you don't need a centrist to win. Centrism is why we have lost. It's why we lost 1,000 state house seats. It's why we lost the White House. We ran a centrist. We lost.
I mean, yeah, like, come on.
Let's go back to the part where he says Klobuchar and then it goes to Krystal's face.
Yeah, this is a good face.
Politics, and they need a compromise candidate. I'm looking hard at Amy Klobuchar. You know why? Because, like, there's none of this.
You know, there was a time, though. There was a time when he was considered one of, like, an actual progressive on TV. And he
I remember that.
I remember really liking him. Yeah.
I used to download Bill Maher's show illegally.
he was one of the reasons I like wanted to do this or like wanted to be involved.
Look, I
in
think
politics.
he's had his day. I think he's done a lot of great stuff, and it's time for them to give me his show.
Yeah.
Put that
I mean,
horse
we
out
all
to
know
pasture.
this.
No, we
This
all,
is obvious.
Again, though, I mean, the idea that anyone could, first of all, he was more supportive of Bernie Sanders in 2016 than I think we sometimes remember.
He was much more supportive. I have a theory of that, though.
But then how is he now falling back into this? It's that quick of a drop off. Like, your elitist Trump mania is that strong, and you've had so many cocktail parties with so many people that are just outraged about his decorum that you're this willing to run straight to Amy Klobuchar?
First of all, most enthusiasm, Amy Klobuchar has drummed up the entire race right there. So,
Amy looks up at her TV like,
yeah.
Did I take
Amy Klobuchar is like, wow,
I heard my name.
weird historical leaps
Did I
that
take
don't
my
make sense.
Ambien too quickly?
Yeah. So, but my theory, though, I think this is actually where Bill Maher is like a lot of people that are supporting Warren for the wrong reasons right now. No, I mean, honestly, I think in his case, I think it's, my guess is even more crude, is like when you really don't think Bernie's going to win, it's cool and it's hip and it's like, no, hey man, I support Bernie Sanders. But when it's like, wait a second, he might actually win, and I as a multimillionaire am going to have to like
That's not a
actually
bad
pay
take.
some
No.
more taxes. No, I think it has an effect. I think it's different when I think this is a dynamic. We'll play this WFP clip in a second. I think there's a dynamic, including people who ostensibly are even like fighting for things like single payer, but their whole career, their whole organization is kind of predicated on losing. And then all of a sudden it's like, yo, we could have a big win here. And they feel uncomfortable with it. But anyways, Bill Maher, Matt.
Oh shit.
Jesus Christ. See, weed's bad for you folks. You can't do the sound drops. You're interested in Amy Klobuchar. It's a disaster.
I know. Matt is voting for Amy Klobuchar. He told me.
Matt's
Believe me, not good. No good. Really bad for you. Not good. Believe me, not good.
Can we do that one more time, please?
Not good. Believe me, not good. No good. Really bad for you. Not good. Believe me, not good.
You just watched a Michael Brooks show video. Subscribe to get them all. Why wouldn't you? Don't be foolish. Click subscribe below and become a patron as well. Patreon.com/TMBS. Thanks, everybody.